What's going on, everybody? This is Emmanuel here with the first game blog, whatever, video of a game that I am currently working on. So, just like to share what I have, and let's get right to it. In this game, in my game, it's basically a 2D beat 'em up, 2D scroller beat 'em up. Um, I take inspiration from mainly Turtles in Time. That was one of the beat 'em ups that was huge for me. I mean, a lot of them were The Simpsons, X-Men, Spider-Man. What else was there? I can't think of them off the top of my head. I didn't really do too much Final Fight. I did, but it was for some reason Turtles in Time was just the the very top of the food chain for me. But everybody has what they like, and so I'm using Unreal Engine, and this video is the first my first vlog, so there's probably gonna be hiccups and all that kind of stuff. But I want to try to do vlogs when there is several changes to the game. And this is version 0.1 of it, and I guess I'll just play it here. I'll just play it in viewport here. Okay, let me play it from. Okay, so just playing it from the viewport, so it's easy. I've just Trixie's Adventure. The main character is named it Trixie for now. That's probably gonna stick, but the name, well, just something to come up with. Simple controls. I'm using an Xbox One controller right now, cycling through. Of course, I can use the keyboard keys as well as the mouse, but I'm using a controller. So to start, and basically this version, all it is I wanted to get the core function of the game, which is basically they became one: attacking, moving, attacking, and I killed them all at once. So let me restart that. To basically be able to attack the enemy, kill the enemy, which I killed one, for them to damage me, and for them to be able to kill me, and that's it. That's what I want the first implementation of it to be, because for what I've seen and learned is just you need to at least get the core mechanic, at least build a core mechanic first, then you can branch from there. And the game over screen comes up when you're killed. You can go back to menu, you can exit, which quits the whole game, or you can click retry. And just simple enemies. And I'm using the perspective camera instead of the orthographic camera. I wanted to use the orthographic camera, trying to keep the true 2D, but it's like it was giving me more problems. So I'm gonna just go with the perspective camera, and I believe the perspective camera is gonna give me some ideas. Not necessarily creating 3D objects within this 2D paper 2D realm, but instead still do. I'm just running around this guy. Still do 2D assets, but stack them in a way to where it does what 3D does. It does what so it's like those puzzles you would get. They're 3D puzzles, but like they're 2D pieces. They're just planes and something like that. But so this is the basic setup. So I'm just gonna go through the setup just a little bit. I don't want this video to be too long, and if there's anything that you guys want to see more breakdown of, then I'll go into that. So here's the basic level. I just throw together some nav bounds, and of course, not nav bounds, but the blocking volumes, and of course the nav mesh. Let's see here. Let's look at the main character, Trixie's blueprint. As you see here, it's not all the functionality is not added, but these are basically her hitboxes and hurt box. So this is a hitbox for one of her attacks. This is a hitbox. This is a hitbox. And this box is a hurt box. I'm mainly only using the capsule for the collision with her and the level, because I have this collision component. I have all the hit boxes and hurt boxes and the character as different collision types, because you can change the collision types. So for her, she's a pawn. Actually, take that back. Okay, no, that's her component. I have no collision, because it really doesn't matter for the sprite to have collision or not. It's the capsule. The capsule is a pawn, so anything with her, as far as the capsule component or the sprite herself, she's a pawn. But her hitboxes, grab this one. This hitbox is world static, and each one of these are going to be world static. See, it's already set the world static, but I haven't set that up. I'll only set up the hitbox and a hurt box. And I'm sorry that it's a mess, because I haven't organized it yet, but I will. Like, this is basically how I keep the camera locked to where when she jumps, the camera doesn't go with her. If it just follows her, back and forth. Of course, character rotation, which this and mainly this was part of the template, the Paper 2D template. Her event began play, have a sequence. This is her HUD, and this timer checks if she's dead, and that function is right here. So if we scroll down here, I basically have an enum with all her flipbooks attached to the other update animation, and of course all the flipbooks. And let's see here. This string is her punch, which is basically one punch, one punch, and it's basically tripping on the collision and turning it off, and it's all based on timers. What I've learned with Paper 2D that makes it a little bit more difficult is that to do what you want to do with moves animations, it's all about timing. So you have to set up delays and re-triggerable delays, and you just have to hone in until it's spot on to what you want. And I have it to where it does once. I know some of this is probably because it took me a while to even come up with this, to where when she punches and you hold the button down, she doesn't keep punching. One click, one press of the button, she punches, but if you hold it down, she doesn't keep doing it. And if you jump with this punch, she doesn't attack, only when she's on the ground. And like I said, if anybody want me to kind of break this stuff down, I will. Okay, down here, this is one of the overlaps with the hitbox. With her hitbox, the punch attack is basically calling to the enemy, and it's talking to the enemy's hurt box, which you don't need this. This was just part of the string. and I use a lot of print strings, which is a good idea. So I just put that back. It doesn't matter. Just talking to the hurt box and basically saying, if you talk to me, subtract 0.25 off of that enemy's health, and then that'll be the enemy health. And I just had a print string so I could see it, and the enemy has the same thing for Trixie as well. I think that's, I don't have any functions yet. I plan to. Oh, and of course the pause menu. So let's see, I'll go to the enemy, which is just, this is not one of the enemies in the game. Just some real quick come up with a placeholder. For the enemy, I have only one event tick, and that's its rotation. Try not to use tick as much, especially when I found out with tick, with the event tick, because it keeps ticking every frame. If you're running something and like have like a retrig delay, I had something set up and it kept triggering it over and over, kept resetting. It wouldn't let the whole loop that I had finish. So I use timers, and for the enemy, it's not much in the actual enemy's BP, but most of it is in the basic AI BP. But for the enemy, I have begin here. I have its hitbox set to no collision. I believe I have that because I wouldn't want the collision to be active. So you walk and touch with the main character, and if it's on already, then it's going to, it's going to talk, it's going to activate. So either it's going to get hurt just from walking into you, or it's going to hurt you. And I could have put this somewhere else. Could have put this with the reason why that I put this, because it's hitbox, meaning its hitbox is used for attacking, but I don't think it's in this blueprint though. And this timer is just like Trixie, the enemy death, which right here is the custom event for the enemy death, basically saying the branch you're checking if the enemy's health is equal to 0, which I might change this to less than or equal to 0, so just in case if an attack goes beyond that. But this is fine for now. Then of course destroy after. Down here is, like I said, the enemy's version of attacking Trixie. When you overlap, when the enemy hitbox overlaps with Trixie, it's going to talk to Trixie's hurt box, get her health, minus 0.2, and that's her health. And since I have the health bar, her HUD hooked up, you can see that going down. You can see this going down. And let's see, the basic enemy AI. Here's where most of the blueprints are for the enemy. And some things I know I'm gonna change around. I just wanted to get in, figure it out, get it working, and that's it. Not worried about too much of neatness, worried about it a little bit, but not overly thinking about it. Just main thing was getting it to work. As you see here for the AI BP using timers, I have a timer for chase, for the enemy to chase the player, to check if they are within range, and then to attack. So let's find all of those. Okay. Okay, that's attacking. Make sure that's. Nope. Wait. Nope. That's a different one that I am not using, so I should get rid of it. Looking for Chase. Where's Chase? Oh, here we go. Chase. Simple. AI move to the control pawn, and the target actor is the player character. And of course, if it was a co-op game, which I'm not playing it for, because it's just me working on it right now. You could change this to if it's 2 players, then player 1 is player 0. If you have an index, then the second player could be player 1. So then it would chase that player, and then you can put a randomizer on it on your index, and so then it'll check and it'll change. It could change just based on that or distance. But that's the chase, and then range. Here's range. Range with a branch, and we're getting get distance to the target. Of course, is control pawn, which is the enemy. The other actor is the player character. So we're getting the distance between that. And how I came up with this number is I had a print string. I don't know why I say print screen, but print string. And basically, this would give me a number. It will give me a value of the distance between Trixie and the enemy. And the number would go down as the enemy got closer to Trixie. So basically, if this number is less than or equal to 80, so anything below 80, it would be in range. Yeah. The true, it would be in range, and the false, if it was higher, it wouldn't be in range. So then it would move to be in range. If it wasn't in range, the enemy is not going to attack. He's just going to keep chasing until he gets into that range. And then once he's in that range, I have the timer set 0.8. This big thing is the attack. Yep. Which it's borrowing the same thing from the range. Of course, doing a lot of casting, and then playing the flip book that I need. Then I have it sequenced. Because like Paper 2D, what I noticed is that the Paper 2D flip book will keep playing. It won't just play once. I mean, you could set, which I tried, you could set it to loop only once, like set flip book loop or something like that. Let's see. Flip book. Let's see if I can find it. Set loop. Is this it? I think this was it. Set looping for flip book. But one thing with that is, yeah, that's it. That once you change that, like, and it only loops once, it seemed to have only, like, it wouldn't fire again. So I mean, there's a lot of workarounds with Paper 2D, but it can be done. So with the attack, the first string, see what's happening is once the enemy's in range and the countdown is complete, it's firing the attack animation, and right when that happens, boom, delay, and then the idle animation. This is basically how I'm keeping it from misfiring over and over again. And then of course, then the next line is dealing with the hitbox. It's basically, I'm basically getting the timing of the hitbox. Go to real quick. His hitbox, which is here, is that far out because that attack he's launching forward. I'm basically making the hitbox become visible and then invisible with this attack. That's basically what I'm doing. and collision's still off. But what helps me is if I can see the box, the hit box, you know, appear and disappear, and where I want the attack to basically be active. That helps, because then you can set your timers by that, and then really by doing that, when it comes to setting the collision, all you gotta do is just kind of copy the timers in the hitbox, and then just tweak the collision based off that. And that's basically what the third pin is. This is dealing with the collision, turning it on and turning it off. You set collision, no collision, delay, turn on collision, collision enable. Of course the target is the hitbox, and then a delay, then turn it off. And that's the enemy's just a basic attack. Like I said, it's run through timers. And let's see what else. And I tried it with the switch on Enum, but I couldn't get it at the moment, so I probably will come back to it. But like I say, most of the enemy BP is in here. And if I don't use something, I don't delete it right off the bat because I might need it. So, and this is the HUD, which is just a picture and her health bar. And this is just did this so I could reference this if I needed it for anything. Still no function. It's just a simple health bar bounded to her health. And just a simple PNG. That's it. And the pause menu. And after researching and looking at some videos, I was able to put in the basically put in the inputs for the controller to maybe use your controller or keyboard to move through buttons and menus. Not too hard once you kind of get the hang of it. I 50-50 copy and paste. A lot of times I will just do a whole string of whatever I need, you know, just right click and just go from there. And that does help you get used to remembering how to string things together, as well as it'll help you learn, you know, why this works, why this doesn't work. But if it's something that I've already figured out, and then I'll just copy and paste. And okay, let's see. And for now, I've just created a bare level for the main menu. Just for now, just to make it easy just to do. Because like I said, this is 0.1. This is version 0.1. I might keep the main menu as a level and build, you know, all the what I'm thinking of, menu items and whatever behind it, so it's separate from the levels. But like I said, this is just basic. I just want to get the basic idea of it. And that's pretty much it. I know I've rambled on, but I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Yeah, because that was it. I looked at. Oh wait, let's see here. See if there's anything in the game mode. Nope. I removed what I was working with in the game mode. And of course, with the menus, let's see, where would that be? trying to remember where my own stuff is. Yeah. So like, say the game over menu. This is Trixie's, death custom event check. So the branch, the condition is, of course, if the player's health is, I got less than 1. That's what I got right now. Less than 1, she dies. I think I set this because I was having a problem with her health hitting 0 and going in the negative and it not triggering. But basically, when she dies, pause the game, set pause the game so you can't move, and then create a widget, and the class is the game over HUD. Add it to viewport, make sure to show the mouse with the player controller, and that's how you get the game. That's how I get the game over screen to pop up. Very similar with the pause screen that I've already shown, but that's pretty much it. Like I said, if there's anything anybody want me to show or kind of break down, especially with Paper 2D, because Paper 2D is cool, but there's a lot, but not too much on doing certain things, like especially like this. Because the next thing that I'm working on for the next update, of course, is I'm probably going to have more of Trixie's attacks, because I already have some of her attacks, like one combo attack, but it's not in the game yet, and flesh out an enemy at least, so we don't have big box Bob here, and actually get an enemy with an enemy attack and whatnot. I'm not too worried about the level design just yet, because that's the easiest part, because that's just static stuff. But to get that and try to figure out basically a combo system and how to work that combo system into the game. So that's going to be fun and probably annoying at the same time. So yeah, but the next step is doing some of the art assets so I can replace some things, make it a little pretty. But I have this as a build only for Windows right now. I used to have a Mac, but so I can't do. I don't know if I can do a Mac version. Yeah, because I think Unreal still is to build a version of your game. You need to build it on the system. So to make a Mac version of the game, you need to package the game on a Mac, unless it changed, but I haven't checked, and I'm just using version 19, and I know they came out with 20, but there's no rush for me to upgrade, just to update it just yet, so this is fine. And I don't know if I'm gonna release this little quick version for anybody to try out. If anybody is interested, let me know in the comments, and I'll consider it, and I'll put it up, because any feedback will be great. So that's pretty much it. I don't say that about 15 times, but if there's any questions, hit me up, and hopefully it won't be too long for my next update, and I'll give more information about the character, the game, because I have a plan. I have a long-term plan with this game and a few more after it that kind of tie into each other. So, but take it easy. Have a good day. I'll catch y'all later.